Good morning. Welcome to sunny Winnipeg. Haven't checked the weather yet, so I don't know what it's going to be like this afternoon, but yesterday afternoon at 3:30, remember I said I had to go someplace? Well, I got there at about, I guess it would be 3:26. I rang the doorbell and I said, I know I'm a little bit early, but can I come in? And he chuckles and says, sure, or something like that. Anyway, what it was just a family birthday party. However, what have I said probably 100 times? I have said, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I get a coffee visitor. I don't know why it is I didn't think of it, but about the time that I went to sit down in their living room, my neighbor was ringing my doorbell and trying my door and wondering, and later he told me, he said he thought, well, maybe I was in the bathroom. And it was just about ready to start pouring. I think it was sprinkling a little bit, so he was kind of getting wet. Oh, and yesterday afternoon, around I guess 3:45, it poured. I am glad I didn't go over to the birthday party on on my motorcycle, and that because that's what I was planning on doing. Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, I completely forgot about the fact that my neighbor was also going to be here at 3:30. I mean, it should have all connected, right? But it really didn't. Or I'd have phoned him and said, hey, let's cancel for today. Okay. Now, another thing that I want to remember that I forgot to mention yesterday is, and I was going to mention it yesterday, and that is, this is when I was talking about painting. And our friend Jason at Model Kit Stuff has come out with episode number 7 yesterday of his spraying, airbrushing tutorials, and yeah, he's got number 7 out. So as I've said, now this is going to be the 7th time. If you are thinking about maybe getting an airbrush, you gotta watch these tutorials. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. I kinda do now. I kinda do. Okay, what is with the coffee stuff? Okay, I'm going to be making more coffee today, and I was thinking, years ago I used to take a little pinch of mustard, you know, like you'd probably see the mustard container right there. Okay, I used to take a little pinch of mustard. I wouldn't measure it out, I'd just sort of eyeball it, and I would add it to my coffee grounds, and it gave the coffee just a little bit more bite. And then more often than not, I would buy flavored coffee. Well, now the flavored coffee, I don't know what they're doing, but they are price gouging something fierce. I'm not going to spend what they're asking for it. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I started thinking about that this morning, and I thought, I wonder if I could spice up my coffee. So I do have a few spices here. Well, first of all, what I'll do is I'll take this measuring thing here, and as much as I can scoop up out of my container here, I will put into the basket. 6 times. Okay, so it's pretty much always the same. And then I will add water to completely fill the machine, so that when it fills up, it goes to just probably a little better than 12 cups. And that's the way I do it. But I thought, I'm going to try and add a little bit of spice. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use allspice first, because I was on the internet this morning, and allspice was one of the ones that they said you could use, and I've got it. Cinnamon was another one, and I've got it. I don't know if they mentioned nutmeg, but I've got it. I'm just going to try it. So today I'm going to make a potful with allspice in it. And what I want to do is I want to measure it so that in the event it's too strong or not strong enough, I'll know I can. It's very hard to measure a real small amount of something like that. You got to have a container of some kind to either measure the volume or measure the weight. In my case, what I do is I go by weight. And this thing here, it measures to 1/10 of a gram. I do have another one that's even more accurate. They say it can go to 1/1000th of a gram. Anyway, enough about coffee. Enough about painting. What do we got here? 8:53. I slept in this morning, by the way. I think by the time I woke up, my neighbor had already gone to Timmy's for his coffees and whatever it is that they get. And so, and speaking of going to Timmy's, I'm planning on doing that. I don't know if I'll do it today or not. But I'm planning on taking the motorcycle and going to Timmy's. For those of you that live in countries where you have no Tim Hortons, I mean, you might have heard of it. I was surprised that Tim Hortons is in so many other countries now. Boy, did they ever branch out. I had the, you might say, the privilege of being in the very first Tim Hortons restaurant. Not when there was none others, but the very first one was in Hamilton, Ontario. and my brother at that time lived in Hamilton, and he said, "Do you want to go to the very first Tim Hortons that ever was?" Well, yeah, so we did. That was quite an experience in a way. It'd be like going to the very first McDonald's. You know, they didn't all of a sudden have 1,000 McDonald's all around North America. They were probably 10,000 or maybe 1,000,000. I don't know. Anyway, there was always the first one, and it was somewhere. And I don't know where it is, and I don't particularly care. But anyway, I was in the very first Tim Hortons here in Canada, in Hamilton, Ontario. I don't know if it's still there, because this was a few years ago. It probably is. I can't see them. That'd be sort of a novelty thing. I can't see them closing that one down. They'd keep it going even if nobody was buying anything, just so that they could say that the first one still exists. Okay, let's stop yapping here. Let's recompose a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my spray booth and I'm going to drag it over here. It'd be nice if I could just go like this and it came. My mental telepathies aren't that good yet. Anyway, yeah, we're going to, now I guess a lot of this stuff, in fact all of this stuff, I got to figure out how I'm going to hold on to it when I spray it. And also what color, I know that this one here, we're going to have to mask it off to protect the black a little bit. Although, no, come to think of it, we did not mask the other one off. I just held it like this, and I sprayed it, and I just was very careful not to turn it like this. Yeah, and that kind of worked. Well, maybe I will put a little bit of masking tape around the back, just to make sure I don't get fingerprints on it. Because right now it's in pretty good shape here. So, but this has to be painted the 338 so it matches the other ones. I'm just wondering if I should maybe dig out the. I think there are 2 more overhead bulkheads like this. One for sure, and maybe I should do them both at the same time. It makes a lot of sense. And okay, this is all of the last of my 338. I know I was going to order some more, and then I didn't. I thought maybe what I'd do is see if the Tamiya XF19 was similar enough that it looks a lot like it. Maybe that's what I do. What I'll do when I spray this, I'll also do a little swatch of the 19 and try and find something that'll match. My next big model. I am not going to buy paint that is not readily available here in Winnipeg. It's really nice to be able to just, run over to Eliminator Hobby or somewhere and, go to their rack and there it is. They got a lot of everything you want. Okay. Let's recompose here. Our sunrise this morning. I'll show it to you later. Nothing special. It's smoky. We got smoke problems again this year. Forest fire problems. Yeah. I know. I once heard. I'm starting to ramble again, but I once heard that forest fires happen when the oxygen content in the air is higher, and then the fire burns off the oxygen, and then I don't know. Does that make any sense? It sort of keeps an equilibrium. In other words, if the oxygen content was much higher than it is right now, our whole world would be on fire, sort of kind of thing. Oh my goodness! Let's get the paint booth over here. Good morning. Good morning, my little friend. Yeah.
Hot and humid today.
Hot and humid.
Humid actually going to 40.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's going to be the hottest day of the summer.
Now chew it. Yeah, chew it, Missy. Yeah, chew it. Let's go talk to Max. Let's go find out about the hottest day of the summer.
Oh! Right here, Dad. Here, Uncle Ron. We get our weather reports right here.
The Beagle has landed.
Yes, the Beagle has landed.
Okay. And the Beagle's got stuff coming out of her eyes here.
Always.
Yeah.
They have runny eyes.
What was that dog, particular dog? It's always drooling and has slime coming out of his mouth. It's sort of a bulldog type thing.
I don't know, but I know that the Cocker Spaniels always have stuff coming out of their eyes.
Really?
Yeah, they have overproductive
eye glands.
I guess that's what you would call them.
How's Penny the cat doing?
She's alive.
Yeah? Eating? Is she eating?
Yes. They don't know really what to do. They said maybe don't bother testing her. Give her a little bit of insulin every day. Come back on Friday type of thing.
Yeah. So her stay at the hospital was worth it, do you think, or?
No.
No? Yeah. What do you hear, Missy? She hears or smells something, yeah.
Yesterday's pizza.
Yesterday's
That pizza from the day before yesterday.
Yeah, it's still on my hands. You never get rid of that. Yeah, you're a good dog. Yes, you are. You're a good dog. Yeah. Oh, you want to come up with my lap, do you?
Before you even get a chance to sit down, we're about halfway down and she's down.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
This is the life. This is the life.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Ron's giraffe.
Always wanted to be. This
That's
is
right.
great.
I just
Big
have
smile on his face.
I've just had a poo, so I want to wipe my bum on his pants.
Yeah. Don't worry, your shirt is off anyway.
That's right. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Now, I'm going to just start out with the allspice the first time. And I'm not saying to myself, okay, I want 2 grams of it. I'm just going to eyeball it, what I think looks good, see how much it weighs, and then I'll know for next time if it's too strong or too weak. I know I can add just a little more. At least that's the plan. I'm going to move you in a little bit here. Okay, let's try that. See what we got there. Okay, it's not even 1 gram. Maybe I put a little bit more in. Okay, 1.3 grams. Yeah. So if it's too strong, I'll do less next time. If I think it could be stronger, I'll add a little bit more. So it's 1.3 grams. Yeah. And 6. Okay, I think that should be well mixed. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now and brew the coffee, and I'll let you know what I think of it. Okay, moments ago, I was looking at this part here, and I was realizing, especially when you see it in the painting and marking guide, just let me get it here. This is actually a light fixture. I didn't pick up on that yesterday. But this is a light fixture. Now we're replacing all of this kind of stuff with LEDs, right? Now this is actually supposed to go right on there. Something like that. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is, before I paint this, I'm going to drill a hole. Yeah, it almost, you can almost see it from the back side. Oh no, that's a double. It says W2 on there. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to probably quickly off camera drill the hole, basically the right size for the LED. Then afterwards, after we spray it, it will take very little reaming out to do because there will be paint in there. Yeah, so we actually won't be using this part. We'll hang on to it though, I guess. So, wonder if there's any other light fixtures I should be dealing with. Yeah, well, I guess. Yeah, there's going to be light fixtures in there. Should I be drilling them out now too? I'm just going to push stop here and think about this for a little bit. Oh, the coffee pot has stopped gurgling, but when I checked about 5 minutes ago, it was still dripping down out of the basket. So we'll just wait a little bit here. What is this? Is that that black? Is that? Did I get some black somehow? Some of this black in there? Or is this mold release? Well, whatever it is, I think it's somehow it must be, yeah, somehow I must have gotten a little bit of this stynylrest. Okay, let's recompose here. Well, I'm tasting a slight difference in the flavor. It's not really a strong difference. It's just a very slight difference. It tastes good. I kind of like it. Maybe when I get through most of the cup there, maybe I should get rid of this. This is actually yesterday's coffee anyway. Yeah. What do I think? I like it. Yeah, it does seem to. Yeah, I actually like it. Okay, well maybe we'll just leave this recipe alone. 1.3 grams of allspice is pretty good. It kind of reminds me a little bit of when I used to add mustard, a pinch of mustard to the coffee. Okay, now the reason we're back here is because I paged ahead in the manual here to see if I could find where you're supposed to put the lights in this thing, and it doesn't show any. So does that mean that this light right here was the only light, and it was basically in the center of everything, because it's supposed to go, I guess like this. Yeah, did they just have one super bright light right in the middle of the diesel engine room? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. I'm wondering if, for the sake of the model, I should figure out how we are going to view this overhead bulkhead. You know, are we going to be viewing it in this way, or are we going to be viewing it this way? And then maybe drill some holes accordingly. Now here's a hole right here for something. Yeah, it shows what appears to be a light. Anyway, my manual's starting to fall apart here. Okay, indecision. I don't want to be drilling a bunch of holes in this to brighten this diesel engine room up, and then later finding out that it just doesn't look realistic. So I want to be careful I put them in the right place if I put in any at all. Well, for sure there's going to be one go right there. Okay. Yes, I really like that coffee. Nice flavor. Got to remember to do that every time till I get sick of it. Now, don't anybody breathe. This is just, it took me about 10 minutes to get this, well, not that long, maybe 5 minutes, to get this all together here, so I could see exactly how we're going to see it. This is the way we're going to view this module. The diesel engines are going to fit right here, and the other one right here on the other side. And this piece right here, see if I can very, very gently rock this. Okay, it's going to go. I've got to check the monitor now. Can you see this right here? Okay, this is where this is going to go, right in the center there. And according to the manual, that's the only light. I don't think that's right. So I am wondering if, in order to illuminate this, I should find places that are believable for maybe 4 other lights. And, you know, so it's nice and bright, because there's going to be a tremendous amount of detail. When I was perusing ahead through the manual earlier, I was thinking, oh my goodness, each one of those engines has a lot of stuff on it. Now you will notice that there are lines running across the ceiling. Now I don't think those were power cables that were supposed to go to lights, because see, can you see this? Oh, you know what? Let me zoom in. What's the matter with me? Okay, you can see these lines. They don't end up where you would have a light bulb. Yeah, they just don't make a whole lot of sense for lights. So these lines were not power cables. They were for something else. Anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do now that I know that we look at it this way. I don't want I don't want it to see when we look at this thing, we're going to be looking at it probably at an angle the way we are right now, the way I'm holding it. So if I can put the lights far enough back so that this leading edge kind of shades it, so that you don't have a bright bulb glaring in your eyes. You just see what the bulb is illuminating. At least that's the plan right now. Now, in this case, it is going to be hanging down, and we are going to see it. It could be that for this one right here, I'll put a resistor on it and dim it down a little bit so that it looks a little bit natural. Okay, so that's the plan. That's the plan. Our sunrise this morning was a little bit smoky, but at least we could see it. Yeah, and there was no hot air balloon to make it look, what you might say, picturesque. Anyway, our walkers did come, and our walkers did go. Yeah, that's their routine. Just like I have a routine, they have a routine. And, you know, come rain or shine, they got to do it. You know, I was kind of like that with my job. I had to go to work no matter what. You know, if I wasn't feeling good, or if it was raining, or there was a blizzard or whatever, I had to go. It was, yeah, I sort of know how they feel. Anyway. I like that. I'm going to do it again. Now, look at the time. It's just a coincidence that it's 3 o'clock. I didn't wait till 3 o'clock and then push record. Yeah, I got, I was going to say, you might say sidetracked, but not really. I went out on the motorcycle earlier this morning. I guess it was probably later this morning. And thought I better get out before it gets hot. When was the last time you saw my thermometer reading 34.4 Celsius? Yeah, it's warm out there. At least it's not quite as humid as it was yesterday, so it doesn't actually feel too bad. I did stick my head out the door about half an hour ago. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap her up here. Thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.